وَلَقَدْ يَسَّرْنَا الْقُرْآنَ لِلذِّكْرِ فَهَلْ مِن مُّدَّكِرٍ.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Our today's lesson is going to be on Sunnah al-Wudu, part of the Sunnah aspects of Wudu. So there are many hadiths we are going to read here, about 3 hadiths. The first hadith is hadith of Aisha radiallahu anha قالت كان رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يعجبه التيمم في تنعله وترجله وطهوره وفي شأنه كله. That the Prophet ﷺ used to like beginning from the right whenever he's wearing his shoes, and whenever he's combing his hair, and whenever he's doing ghusl or performing ablution, whenever he's purifying himself, either through ghusl or ablution or bathing, and in all his affairs, he used to begin from the right part. If he's washing his hands and legs, he start with the right hand before the left hand, leg with the right leg before the left leg. If he's combing his hair, he will comb the right part of the head first before the left part of the head. So that is what this hadith is saying, and the hadith is narrated by Bukhari and Muslim. The other hadith is the hadith of Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, that the Prophet ﷺ said, لولا أن أشق على أمتي لأمرتهم بالسواك مع كل وضوء. Had it not been, it will be difficult for my nation, the Ummah of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, I would have ordered them that they should use the chewing stick to brush their mouth before performing ablution. That is, anytime they want to perform ablution, I would have ordered them that they should use the chewing stick to brush their mouth. This is part of cleanliness. The other hadith is the hadith of Umar radiallahu anhu, who said that the Prophet said, "Ma minkum min ahadin yatawadda'u fayusbighul wudu." That if any of you wants to perform ablution or performs ablution, and he does it carefully, perfectly, fayusbighul wudu, he does it carefully and perfectly, and then he says this prayer, Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika la wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan abduhu wa rasuluh. That whenever anybody perform ablution carefully and perfectly, after performing, then he says this dua, which means, I bear witness that there is no God worthy of worship except Allah alone, who has no partner. And I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the slave and messenger of Allah. That when you perform ablution perfectly and recite this dua, all the 8 gates of the paradise will be open for you. All the 8 gates of Jannah will be open for you, and they will tell you to enter from any of them you like, from any of the 8 gates. You know there are 8 gates in the Jannah. Jannah has 8 gates, while hellfire has 7 gates. So this hadith was narrated by Imam Muslim and Tirmizi. And an Imam at-Tirmizi added to this prayer, he said, Allahumma, after reading, you also say, Allahumma ja'alni min at-tawwabin wa ja'alni min al-mutatahhirin. So Imam Tirmizi added this one to the prayer. So whether it's that first one you read or you read 2 of them is correct. Allahumma ja'alni min at-tawwabin. Oh Allah, make me among those who are always repenting when they commit sin. وَجَعَلْنِي مِنَ الْمُتَطَهِّرِينَ, and make me among those who purify themselves every time. So these 3 ahadiths we have read under Sunnah al-Wudu, we learn from this lesson that ablution has some aspects that are not compulsory. They are Sunnah aspects. When we say Sunnah, it means if you do it, you have reward, and if you don't do it, you don't have reward and you will not have sin. That is what we mean by Sunnah in this place. So there are Sunnah of Wudu, of ablution, that it is necessary for a Muslim to try to do while performing ablution, so that his ablution will come perfectly and he will get the complete reward and great reward from Almighty Allah. Among these Sunnah aspects of ablution is at-tayammun fi ghusl al-a'dha. That when you are washing the bodily parts, the hands, the legs, you start with the right ones first before washing the left ones. So you start with the right hand before the left hand. You start with the right leg before the left leg. Then the Prophet ﷺ also guided us to using the siwak. You all know siwak, the tooth stick. The stick that we use to wash the mouth is called siwak. So the Prophet also guided us to, anytime we want to perform ablution, we should also use that stick. If not, because it will be difficult for you to make it compulsory. But it's not compulsory, but it's good. Sunnah aspect of wudu that you use the stick to wash your mouth before performing ablution, because if you use it, it will make your mouth to be more clean. It will make your mouth to be more clean and pure. And also, anybody that is performing ablution, when you finish your ablution, it's good that you should not forget this prayer which the Prophet ﷺ has taught us. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. Allahumma ja'alni minat tawwabin wa ja'alni minal mutatahhirin wa ja'alni min ibadika salihin. This dua, you should not forget reading it after performing ablution. So there are three major benefits we can get from this lesson. One, that it is desirable to start washing the right part of the body before the left organs in the body. Secondly, it is also desirable to use the siwak, the tooth stick, to wash your mouth before while performing ablution. And also it is desirable to do the zikr, the dua that the Prophet ﷺ taught us after finishing performing the ablution. وصلى الله وسلم على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين.